Only got one life.
Hey. Good.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome.
Oh, how y'all doing?
It is officially Saturday.
Saturday. Yes,
We're going live for you.
Yeah, we thought we'd just come on here and talk to you a little bit today.
Hey, that's how we're doing it today.
Yeah.
And we're just showing some love today. Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. Hopefully y'all are getting ready for the get ready.
Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed your day.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you, exciting times for us. We have been having a very good week.
We did.
So we are here live in property right now.
Yes.
For your viewing pleasure.
Oh, yes, indeed.
And so we're not just coming on just to come on. So welcome everybody as you come in.
Yes.
Obviously, it's a good night. It's the day before the Super Bowl.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Absolutely. Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know who your team is.
I'm going for who from Mahomes? What's his name?
I ain't telling you nothing.
Come on, man. Okay. I'm for Mahomes. Whoever team he's
Hey, she got a whole Super Bowl situation going on tomorrow. And I'm just saying, and she just said, okay, I'm not even dealing with that. So, hey, but I'm gonna tell you, shout out to all those who are playing football. Shout out to all those who had a good week this week, like we did. Yeah, we've been getting to it. We've been out and about this week, actually taking some time for ourselves.
Yeah.
Took a few days to just kind of relax and refresh our minds and get clear on some things.
Which is very important.
Which is very, very important. Working partnership. Yeah. It's like we went a good amount of little stretch. Like we do a day or two, but we actually took the better part of the week and just spent it together in a relaxing way. It was very good. So we're excited about that. Now, here today we're going to be answering your questions. We got a bunch of questions.
Yes.
And so we're going to be answering a bunch of questions. We haven't reviewed these questions yet ahead of time.
No.
But these are the questions that we got. And so we're going to ask them the same way that we got them. And then we're going to answer them for you. So that you are going to be able, for your viewing pleasure today, we're going to be talking all things real estate today. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of different stuff. So hopefully you're ready. Get started. And let's see what we got. We're actually live in a rental property right now. We bought this property a couple of years ago. It was rented out affordably on Section 8 housing. The tenant unfortunately passed away. And so that was a really unfortunate situation. We gave the family a little bit of a grace period so that they could move out afterwards. You know, obviously they kind of transition out. We gave them a couple months to be able to get that together. Then they transitioned out. And so after that, we have taken over this property and we are putting it together so that we can make another affordable housing unit for a great family to have opportunity to live in this 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, single family house. And so it's just about done. It needs to be cleaned up in a couple little nuances, but it's pretty close. But anyway, so we're live in an actual rental property and we're going to be answering your questions today. And so if you have any questions that you want to add to the list that we already have, I would suggest that you put them into the chat because we're going to be literally live on here answering questions right now. And so text your friend, text your man, text your boo,
text your friend that's been talking about, I want to get into some properties and do. Text them now. Tell them to get on so we can ask some questions.
All right, cool. All right, so hey, we already had a list of questions, but hey, since I seen one pop up, we can throw that on the screen. Matter of fact, all right, Dude's Deal. Shout out, Mr. Deal. That's a grown man right there. All right, he said, "How did it feel when you bought your first rental property?" Oh my goodness gracious! That's why I'm glad you're asking these questions.
Oh my goodness!
The questions before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna tell you, honestly, it was amazing.
It was.
Yeah, it's because it's nervous. Like we spent over a year analyzing deals, and we were like
all type of research. You know, we was researching, looking at other people's properties, all type of anything that had to do with real estate. We was in it.
Books and everything, and so we was really nervous. But we had probably went in and out of about 100 properties. And so shout out to all the realtors like my guy Dude's Deal right here who took us around to all these properties. And we didn't even. We was making lowball offers if we made an offer because we was all nervous.
Right.
And so we went to a bunch of properties. We were super nervous about it. We was reading books. We was doing podcasts. We joined a local real estate investor group called CREA. which is really cool. So we did all this different stuff to kind of get prepared. So we were super nervous, and it's like, well,
I think we had all the feelings going. We were nervous, anxious, excited, happy. I mean, you name it, we were it.
You gotta understand, we had $1,000 in the bank, so we started with $1,000. And then we literally worked our way up, and so literally we went from 1,000, and we had enough money to do a down payment. We borrowed some money from a 401k.
That's right.
So we was like, we're not gonna mess this little piece of money up. We wanted to do it right. And so we was anxious a little bit, but we ended up getting a deal, which we still own to this day. And it felt so good because I always wanted to live in a certain neighborhood. And the first house that we bought was right in that neighborhood. And so we actually bought a house that in my mind, I was like, even if this don't work out good, I'm going to live in this house one day.
Right. He was impressed with this street from the time that we met. He was like, oh, man,
right.
This is
like, this is it. This is, oh my goodness. And so for all those, I know we got people all over the United States who join in, but it's in Louisville on this street called Southwestern Parkway. To me, the first time I seen this street, I thought it was the most beautiful street in America. I was like, I can't believe this beautiful tree-lined street. It's got parks everywhere. And there was this house that was sitting there, and we kept watching it, and it kept going down, and they would lower the price. And we shot our shot, man, and honestly, it felt so good. And just to be able to feel like we accomplished something.
And you know, one thing I'll share, John, is that even when everybody doesn't see your vision about something that you're wanting to purchase, all that, it's still worth it because it's been one of our best properties that we've had.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. No question.
Everybody doesn't see your vision.
Yeah. When we first got it, people didn't see the vision at the time. You know, it was one of those properties that it needed a little bit of work, but it just sat there for literally months and months and months. Nobody wanted it. And so, but we saw something that most people didn't see. We jumped on it. We'd done a lot of research at that time, and it ended up being a really good property for us. And we've got a great family who lives in there now. And so, anyway, I thank you for asking that, dude. All right. So here's another question that came in: is how can I calculate if a property will make me money or not? And it says any easy tricks. Oh man, that's a big one.
It is.
You don't want to mess your money up. You're like, okay, here's the big thing: is you got to get a deal.
That's right.
Number one, you got to get a deal. You got to get a deal. If everybody can write that down, you have to get a deal. Like you have to pay below market price for your rental property. So how do you calculate it? The way we do is just like we were buying stocks, or if we were buying any other asset group. We don't even start buying unless it's at least 80% off. Like it basically at least 20% off.
No, yes.
Yeah, I say 20%, 80% of the value. So if it was worth 100,000 and it was perfect, the most we would be able to pay for it is 80. If it was worth 200,000, the most we would be able to pay for it is 160. And so whatever it is, that's the starting point. Is you no matter what it is, and then so we start at 80, and then we subtract out all the repairs. And then we say, well, that's the most that we would ever be able to pay for that property. Yeah. So hopefully that makes sense. So that's this pretty simple formula that we do is we always buy at a discount, whether we buy from a wholesaler, a person who has properties off market, or if we buy on, like when you go on Zillow or you go on Realtor.com, or you just Google and you see different properties, those are listed out publicly. And so even when we're buying those properties, we do analysis to see, hey, well, how much do we think this property is worth? And then we just subtract it down because we got to get a better price because we're investors. And the big part is, I hate to say this, y'all, but is I'm an investor. I'm here to make some money off this deal. And so we're very transparent about that. And so I can't pay the price that a first-time home buyer would pay, or somebody who didn't know. All right. So what's the best bang for your buck upgrade I can make to a rental property to increase its value? Ooh, come on. Oh, here's the number one. Here's number one. This is what's the bang for your buck thing you can do.
What comes to mind?
I know the number one thing I'm thinking. I'll let you think about it. I know.
Okay, go ahead. Let me think.
Is you got to add a bedroom. If you can add a bedroom, that's the bag right there. Because when you're renting a property, people want enough space for their family to be in separate spaces. And so if you can figure out how to renegotiate the space, if it's 1,000 square feet and it was a 2-bedroom, if you can figure out how to make that 1,000 square feet into 3 bedrooms, that's the biggest upgrade you could ever make to a property, in my opinion,
Yeah.
is by adding a bedroom, or if you can add a bedroom and a
That's
bathroom.
what I was gonna say. A bathroom. Once you put that half bath or
Yeah.
another whole bath in there, oh man.
Yeah, and it's not like for your money. It's really probably adding a bedroom is probably gonna get you the most from a rental aspect. If we were flipping a property, I would say probably adding a bathroom, making a master suite is probably the best thing that you can do. Then people like a nice master suite,
Oh yeah.
and especially if you're flipping in affordable price range homes or you're working in these homes, they weren't built for today's modern amenities. Many of them didn't have master suites. They had less bathrooms,
and they had less open concepts. People like open concepts now. So.
Yeah. So even in our rental properties, if it makes sense, we'll just tear a wall out.
I love busting at the walls. Yeah.
Yeah. If you got a good team of framers, it don't really cost that much to tear the wall out and then just put up a bearing system. But anyway, just do it the best way. But I would say adding a bedroom, and then number 2 is add that. All right. Then add central AC after that. I would put that on that list too. All right. Number 3. Hopefully, if y'all got any more questions, you put them in the chat. We answer your questions. We're just hanging out. And so, matter of fact, while we're here, you want to show you. Y'all nosy. I bet y'all want to look around too, don't you? All right, we'll look around a little bit. Now, this is a gas range. This is a basic kitchen. Don't judge us because usually we put a backsplash inside of our kitchens, but this one we didn't for whatever reason. I can't remember. But that's just laminate countertop with some cabinets that are pretty good. We got all new. We always do all new plugs and switches. So this is a whole hack. Always change out all your plugs and switches. Yes. Make sure all your stuff is right. That light, you can't see it, but we always put in LED lights. So I know we just on here answering questions, but I was just going to go ahead and walk around, show you the place a little bit. This bathroom wasn't tiled up like this before, but whenever we do a bathroom, it's just easier to put in tile. We like it as opposed to putting in a tub surround because it looks a lot better. And then also it gives a little bit more value add to the house. And then you get to fix all the plumbing that's behind it. So sometimes there'll be some old copper pipes or some kind of nonsense back there. You can go in and put all new stuff in there and make it nice. So then you don't have to worry about it. And so always take care of the tub 100% of the time. Let me give you the big thing you always got to do. Always put in a new toilet.
Oh,
she ain't paying no attention.
I'm sorry.
I'm not even talking right now. You ain't paying no attention. No, I'm just saying.
Y'all, put in a new toilet.
Why they need to put in a new toilet?
Because most of them been there for years and they ain't never had a new toilet.
Yeah, I know. Even if it don't have problems, if toilet's $100, we put in a new
and
toilet.
We found that some of the parts that you have to buy for a toilet can cost more than buying a whole new toilet. Right, facts. All right, and so we do a little sink in here. It's kind of hard to see. And then always the mirror and all the other features. If you look on the floors, these are the same floors we put in our own personal house, which is, we got kids, and so we use a really nice, thick vinyl plank. And so literally, these are the same floors they have in the house. And then just new core around all the stuff. We got a laundry room in the back. I'll show you that another time, but just wanted to show you around just a taste. And so here's another question that came in. You can drop any questions you want in there. Can you share a funny or interesting tenant stories you've encountered in your own real estate journey? How would you call them funny and interesting? Can you share a funny or interesting tenant stories you've encountered in your own real estate journey? Funny? Oh goodness, I have so many.
Well, I think you should tell them about which one. You got to have a good one.
I was thinking about the one with the handmade.
The hatchet?
Yeah, the hatchet.
Oh man, so she got a hatchet. Don't tell them about the hatchet. You're gonna scare them off. Okay, all right. So we only had one real eviction. Yeah. And so this one real eviction, it was a whole trip because we got this property.
Let me preface this though.
Yeah.
So I handle the tenants. I am the resident coordinator for our company.
You're right.
So I had the pleasure of interacting with all of the tenants that we had. And so in this particular one that we purchased from another investor, this tenant had been there for a while, but we had to evict him. It got to the point where he wasn't paying, so we had to get him evicted. So he must have really loved this house. What do you think?
He loved that place.
Oh my goodness, he absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And so, he really wanted to stay back and forth, back and forth. Now we get to this point where it's time for eviction. We got somebody coming to help set his stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
I get a call.
Right.
Ring, ring, Miss Joy. I'm like, hey, so, we need you over here. And I'm like, why? Is everything good? Well, now he don't want to come out. So they had set his stuff out. He moved all his stuff back in. Because they were coming to finish and clean it. They set it all out. She put it back in. He started threatening them, and causing all kind of ruckus. So we had to call police. I mean, all these things. But he had a makeshift hatchet. Like literally, it was a blade on. It looked. I don't even know if it looked like an axe. I mean, it was. Oh my goodness, it was a hatchet. And so they calling me. These grown men are calling me. I'm a good 5 feet. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this man with this hatchet? These are grown men. They calling me. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
And so the police are like, ma'am, can we go in? So they finally get in. But I'm just like, why are all these grown men calling me?
Calling you
about the man with the hatchet that I moved all the stuff back in.
Right.
In
So
the
he
house.
moved his stuff back in, barricaded himself. Ultimately, that became a situation where the police came out, they handled everything. And so that was a very interesting tennis story.
Yeah,
I would say that was the most fun tennis story, but it was interesting.
It was interesting and fun.
Yeah, it was too. And so that was our only eviction. But I would tell you, we rented out a lot of property, and it's really been great.
Oh my
and so it's very rare that somebody doesn't pay. People have the intention of paying; they do a great job. Yeah. Every once in a while, you get somebody who's just making shanks with duct tape and stuff. It's like, man, no, I'm telling you, we can recommend some people. Some services. I promise you, I want you to be happy. Okay, all right. So, what are some creative ways to attract great tenants and keep them happy? Ooh, that's a really good question. Creative ways to attract good tenants and keep them happy. I would say number one, because Joy processes things. So if you hear me talking first, it's because I just let it out.
I'm a processor. He's
Joy
like,
processes.
But I think about it.
So I'm just gonna go, and then she's gonna tell you the right answer after I get done talking. Right. So I would say the best thing you can do is have like literally great pictures. And by great pictures, I mean redo the property so it looks real nice. Mm-hmm. And so like in here, we didn't put a backsplash. I'm like, why am I in this house showing y'all and we didn't put a backsplash? I'm kind of embarrassed about it because usually we put a nice tile backsplash. And then also in the bathroom, make sure it's nice and tile, make sure it looks good. Power wash the exterior of the house. Those are things that I think is if I was gonna say tips and tricks, it's like make it look really good. Yeah. And then here's a hack for you. This is a whole hack. It's the sense of smell. When people come into your spot, if you put a couple air fresheners in there, but you can stick them like inside the vent, and so every time the vent blows, it'll make the house smell all fresh. Oh my goodness gracious! People feel right at home. Yeah. They feel good, and so I would say get it real nice and clean. Yeah. But then also putting in the air freshener.
That was actually kind of what I was gonna say.
Nah, you wasn't.
Yeah, I don't even know why he treated me like that. But also, even offering kind of like specials, we, sometimes we offer different specials for a little time. We've done like discounted deposits and things like that. That's helpful too, because a lot of tenants who are really great tenants, but sometimes just the whole moving aspect of it with your deposit has been a great one for us. We've had really great tenants that when we reduce that deposit down, they stayed longer. Yeah. They've stayed over years. They've stayed years. So that's been a good one as well.
That's a good shot. She got the tech. I told her she was going to give you the right answer. And so I just said what I said, and she needed the right answer right after that. So that's real good. Once again, make sure y'all take the time to like the Facebook page and like the
subscribe to our
YouTube page.
Like our Facebook page, Mama Pop Millionaire Marriages. Just keep checking us out. We'll come on here and give y'all tips and all things like that.
Yeah. We're gonna share. We'll share as much as we can share. I promise. Yes. And so, and if you're in Kentucky, this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. we're going to be speaking live, so you can come see us at the upcoming CREA event. It's the Kentuckiana Real Estate Investors Association.
It's not this Thursday.
Oh, it's the fourth Thursday.
Yes, it's the fourth Thursday.
Not this Thursday.
Not this Thursday.
Anyway, don't go anywhere this Thursday. All right, so we got another question here. Are there any local real estate events or meetups in Louisville or any other place where we can network investors? So here's the key: is make sure you sign up for your local RIA. And so RIA is Real Estate Investors Association. And so you don't obviously, me and Joey being real estate mentors, we mentor people from different states, and so we also invest in different states ourselves. But one thing we would tell you is wherever you invest is to join the local RIA there. It's because that's when you're going to have the local lenders, you're going to have the local realtors, you're going to have the local investors, you're going to have all the local title agencies and lawyers. Everybody's going to be there, and it's just really, really cool. All right, and so join your local RIA. All right, and that's a major tip.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. I mean, we've got some of the best information, ideas, and tips, and from our local RIA.
And she's on the board for the women's real estate group in our local area. I'm on the board for the larger group. It's probably about 800 members. I'm one of the more board members, and so it just helps to stay connected and see what's going on. And then also, you always want to give value and help a lot of other people out because a lot of people took time and invested in us.
Oh, let's do that one.
Okay, how can I make the process of being a landlord less stressful and more enjoyable?
Hey, it's always enjoyable when you get paid. Like at first, what?
Facts, big facts.
Right.
Yeah.
But how you can make it less stressful is being straightforward, like holding your tenant accountable to the. Sometimes they're like, give you all kind of excuses. Okay, well, let's go back to page 6, paragraph 3B, and this is what it says. If your rent is late, this is what you agree to, because then it's less confrontational because you already went through it, and it takes the stress out of it because there's no confusion because you went through it. It's in writing. For me, that made it less stressful.
Yeah.
Because it's right there in black and white on the paper.
That's good.
No confusion. No, well, I thought you said this. No.
Right.
We went page by page together.
Right.
You initialed it.
You initialed
it. So that makes it less stressful.
Yeah.
That's what I found to make it less stressful.
I think making the process less stressful is when your property doesn't need no work. Like, so when you make your property so the hot water works, all the plugs work, the appliances work, when stuff doesn't break easy. I mean, I think that's what people want more than anything, is when stuff doesn't have issues. And so that's one thing I'm pretty passionate about, is making sure that we do the best to have a really, really great product. Something that we would be proud of and something we'd be proud to live in. Yeah. And that makes it less stressful. Also, getting your money quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to get your money. It's stressful when people don't pay your rent. Shout out to all the landlords out there who get late rent. Late rent is stressful.
It can be stressful.
Yeah. And so one thing I would say with that is going on electronic payments has been very, very helpful. Finding ways to reduce the amount of barriers it takes for people to be able to give you your money. All right. And so here's the last question that we got for today. Unless we get another one in the chat, is if you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice when you were just starting out in real estate investing, what would it be? If we were going to go out and give ourselves one piece of advice in real estate investing, what would it be? I know my answer.
I would say stick to your strengths in it. Like, we found what our strengths were in our business and real estate, and we worked to our strength. I found that I was better at working with the tenants, getting in contact with them, things like that. John is more on the financial side and being able to, finding us a great deal, being able to do the numbers, things like that. That he enjoys it. I enjoy the other side. So that's one that I would say, just find what you enjoy.
Yeah, I would definitely tend to agree with that. I would also say time. It's like one thing I would tell them, we took over a year looking for property and over a year not making decisions and afraid to make real offers and all this other kind of stuff. If I was going to say one thing, it would really be, to make sure that you buy faster and buy more and buy faster, because the biggest enemy of compound interest is time. And so if you really want to compound and accelerate your journey, you got to start faster, because every month you wait is another month of rent you're never going to get.
Yeah.
Every year you wait is another year of rent. It's another year of appreciation. It's another year of tax benefits that you don't get. And so there's no perfect time when you can just wait, and get in. I would say just to buy early and often.
Yeah.
By any means, as quick as you can, buy as much as you can. That's what I would go back and tell.
That was a great piece of advice, John.
I like your piece. All right. So you just heard from us.
Yeah.
So my name is Coach John. This is
Coach
my
Joy.
bestie, Coach Joy. You can hit us up at 502-632-3005. Text us. Let us set up some time with you. We'll talk through your real estate journey. See if there's a way we can help. And as always, remember that it is
one last thing.
Yeah.
And join us every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Join us every Wednesday, y'all. We are having a great time on Wealthy Marriage Wednesdays. We are dropping tips and gems on there. And also we're going through our book. So if you have not gotten our book, text the same number.
Yeah,
you
get that,
because we're going through the book every other week.
Yeah.
We'll be on chapter 3.
We're on chapter 3 coming up. Chapter 3 is coming up this week. And then also a shout out to all my folks at Kingdom Culture. We're going to see y'all on Friday. We can't wait for Friday night.
Yeah.
We're going to have an amazing event there on Friday night.
Fantastic.
So anyway, shout out to you. Shout out to Pastor Ken and everybody else over there. Anyway, we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Peace.